got some decent pictures as well if you want me to send those to your phone.
So the cam gear is shot and all the bolts are gone.
So I did find one of them. One of them was actually locked up in the cover itself, but couldn't necessarily see it because it was directly on the bottom.
Yeah.
And that's where you see the chewed up marks and whatnot. The timing belt's still intact, and I know it got, there was no, it's not like anything on the other side of it had locked up.
Yeah.
So technically it is repairable, but what I worry about is where the other bolts, ended up. Is it going to be, did it damage the oil pump? Did it damage anything down there? A lot of times if it just drops down into the oil pan, it's not like it's going to get sucked back up and, clogged up somewhere else.
So was what I was hearing the first time I dropped it off different? Because I got recordings of like it sound and then it goes away.
Yeah,
and then it comes back.
That was the weirdest thing, because you would think with something like that,
it shouldn't just go away.
Constant.
Yeah,
that was what confused me as well. Maybe each time you were hearing the noise was one bolt at a time.
Yeah, because I drop it off, you guys look at it, goes away, I pick it up, and then like the first time it was an hour later, second time was a week later.
It was scared of me evidently all the other times. I know I did have one other technician looking at it. It's been a hassle. Now, I'm not afraid to pull the crank pulley off, check the oil pump and everything for you to see if it's worth trying to repair, or do you want to start
Scrap
looking for
it. I mean, what do you think? Like, if you were to look at it just to determine if it's worth it, what were we looking in labor for that?
I'm not going to charge you. This is an unfortunate situation. I would like to help you out there.
All right, but I don't want to. It has, like, Ubering for 3 weeks sucks.
And that costs a lot more money than it should.
It does. Well, they got too much market share now. But anyway, I don't want to have you pull the whole top end off if it's not going to be even theoretically worth it, because the car itself is probably worth $3,500, $4,000, maybe a bit more at this point, but...
Yeah, I was about to say, there is a market for it, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I was all over Club Lexus forums, and people were like, is it probably the cam phaser? But if it overheated, it could be, like a exhaust warped head. But it never went that hot.
Yeah, I was about to say, anytime that it did have any temperature, like I said, it would have to be pinned on H for a while for it to warp a head.
Yeah.
Now, what did scare me is how I saw a little bit of hint of water in the oil. So I don't know if maybe one of the bolts got down there and affected, did it little crack something? Did it, puncture something? That is a major concern.
Yep.
But like I said, man, it's really up to what you want to do.
All right.